Hey guys, today we're going to be doing some maintenance on our plasma table as well as doing an upgrade for the computer and monitor stand here. So on the table in front of me here, we got new ball valves, some quick connect banjo fittings so we can drain it easier next time, and some 90-degree fittings to come off the table so they're not pointing downwards. When we went to go move it, we actually had 2 of our feet break off, unfortunately, and then the other 4 were seized. The threads were seized into the aluminum pucks, so we actually had to go get some new mounting plates and some new feet for it, so we're going to be changing that out. And then unfortunately the cord on the plasma unit's about 3 foot too short to reach the electrical outlet, so we're going to build an extension cord to extend that over so we can plug that back in. And then once we get all this done, we can then get the plasma unit back up and running, and then we're going to be working on building a new monitor keyboard stand to get rid of the table that we currently have set up. So this is kind of what we currently have. So we just got an old fold-up table with an old monitor keyboard. It worked great before. We didn't really care about it, but now since we moved the table, it's in front of our exit door, so we're going to be building a swing out stand. We'll attach it to this 80/20 pole and make it so we can swing this in and out for when we want to use it and when we want to load material in it. So that's the goal for today. And then of course we went ahead and shoveled out about 6 5-gallon pails of old metal cuttings, and then we bought new slats for the table so we can put new ones of those in, because it's been a couple years since we've replaced that and they were kind of old and junky. So today we're going to go ahead and get this thing back up and running. Let's get to work. So we went ahead and got everything cut out for the monitor swing arm assembly. So we kind of drew some plans up in SolidWorks to kind of get an idea of what we needed and what would work before we went ahead and cut anything. So we're going to be using 2x2 inch box tubing for the main structure. We'll have 2 hinge point assemblies here. Cut out some of these brackets, so these 2 will sandwich this 2x2, and then we'll have this tube insert with some bronze bushings that will actually sit in between here that will weld up, and then these bronze bushings will go inside this mount that will then get bolted to the 80/20 upright assembly so it can pivot around that. And then we of course got some end caps cut out for the tube so we can finish it out. And then up top we got a mount to mount our VESA mount to mount the monitor and keyboard assembly. So it's time to go weld this all up. So here it is all finished up, tucked away. So as you can tell, we now have access to our exit door that's no longer being blocked by the table that was there. This is in the stowed away position, I'm going to call it, so it's blocking the plasma table. And then when we want to go actually operate and use it, we can just grab it, swing it on out, And then our table's orientated in this direction in sheet cam and everything, so then we can go nest everything, get it all cut, run it, and when we're done with it, we can just swing it on back in. And the nice thing is we made it so it'll swing over 90, so that way when you go to load a piece of sheet metal, it's not in your way. You can just slide the sheet metal right on and then go ahead and start cutting. We finished it off with some Steel It black, laid down really nicely. First time actually using the black product. We normally use the silver for axles and frames. So this is the first time we used the black, and I'm impressed with how it turned out. Up top, we ended up running a USB hub. That way we only had to run one USB cable down to the computer. Ran an HDMI connector, because that's what the PC has, but this has a DVI, so we had to run an adapter, and then we ran a new power cord 15 foot. So we just zip tied that all the way down, and then it goes down then the length of the plasma table down into the computer. And then for the bushings, what we actually ended up doing, or the pivot points I should call it, is we actually ran some bronze lubricated bushings in between here. That way we can set the preload of how tight this is, basically just by tightening down the nut, and then that way it's riding on those bronze bushings and it's not steel to steel contact. So it gives it a nice firm rotation that we don't have to worry about it loosening up over time, and it's not swinging all around on you. And on the back side, we just put some foam. That way it's not rattling up against the plasma table when you push it all the way in the back there. So there she has it. That's what we got finished up here today.